Yo, today we're going to be going over Jubilee's latest video called One Democrat versus 25 Trump Voters. Now, this is not a political channel, and so what I'm wanting to do is break down how they actually produced this video, or at least how I think they did it. If you agree with me or if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments. This is a hot topic right now, and Jubilee is absolutely killing it with these videos. And so I'm intrigued. As a videographer, I'm intrigued on how they pulled it off. So we're going to be talking about everything from what types of cameras, what types of frame rates, what kind of microphones. So let's go ahead and start watching the video. Like I said, we're not a political channel. Okay, so if you're here for politics, I'm sorry. We're going to be reviewing and looking at the production side of things.
I don't think you know what American values are. I don't think you know what this country was founded or built upon. And I think you guys are obsessed with a cult leader who is taking the entire Republican Party off of the cliff.
Everything he say he do. Trump is gangster. Remember.
Can you give me one thing you don't like about Trump?
Okay, so the first thing that I notice is the way they have things set up, okay? And I have my handy iPad here. So they're in what looks like a big rectangular room, and you're going to have to excuse my drawing skills here. Okay, this adds tons of depth to the frame.
I know, because
So there's obviously some distance behind this guy, from this guy all the way to this guy. So it makes it nice and blurry. They're probably using like an f2.8, f2.2 aperture on the lenses. But over here we have the whole thing. It's a big rectangular room, right? In the middle, they have chairs in a big circle, and this is the set. So all this around the edges, that's all just extra depth, okay? So we have obviously this first shot. In the middle, we have the table here. We have the chair, debate, microphones, the table. Boom. Okay, so this shot we're looking at right here, let me switch to red. This guy is the Republican, obviously. And so he's sitting here. There's quite the amount of distance between this guy and this guy. So that creates that background blur. So that's a camera. So obviously they have some sort of zoom camera over here on the left. So I'm just going to put a little man where I think there's a camera. Camera guy. Okay, so we have a camera there, and that one is shooting this guy from far away. It's obviously kind of compressed. It has to be a little bit farther away. So we have that camera. Let's keep watching. Okay, on the opposite side, we'll switch to blue for Democrat. So on the opposite side, we have another camera with a zoom lens going all the way over to this guy. So they're just crossing their paths. So obviously you can see a little bit over their shoulder here. So you can still see some of this guy, and this is how they do it in the TV shows. If you've ever noticed like a conversation between two characters, they'll get directly behind on the same side. That way you can't see the camera in the shot. But let's keep watching.
Hey, my name is Stephen Bonnell. Online, I'm known as Destiny.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the third shot that I have seen. So this one, we'll do in pink here. This one is a wide shot. This is going to be getting both characters in the shot. So we have our little guy here shooting the camera out here. So that's the wide shot. It's a little off-centered. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's fine. Nobody's watching this video for the cinematics.
On YouTube at youtube.com/destiny.
Cinematics, is that even a word?
20 Trump supporters.
Okay. Fourth camera shot here. So obviously we have something higher above, almost like something on the wall, probably on like a rafter or they put a suspended beam between the two walls so they can hang stuff on it just to get this top-down shot. Now, it kind of looks like, honestly, there's probably two light sources. Let's do yellow as our light source. I think they're hanging something up here. Gosh, you cannot see that color. We'll go back to red. I think it's hanging up here, and they're just suspending a light here and a light here with soft boxes right here. And it's getting the light directly over the circle. As you can see, there's not really a ton of light on the outside, and it doesn't just look like editing. But yeah, that's it. So obviously from this spot, you can see two microphones here, and these are the podcast microphones. They're probably I want to say, not a condenser, a dynamic microphone, which is what kind of microphone I'm using right now, and that's the ones we use for our studio. But they're probably using a dynamic microphone, and if there's a closer shot, we might be able to figure out which microphone
My first claim is that Donald Trump is unfit
they're
to be the US
using.
president.
It sounds clear. So, okay, so there's some more shots. It looks like there's a couple other people with either handheld or it's on a tripod over here, just kind of swiveling, getting different shots. So as of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras so far that we've seen. Okay, so this is a production, right? Let's see if we can see these microphones here. So the graphics on the actual editing of the video, it's very simple, to the point, countdowns. They put their logo up in the top right corner, and they put surrounded. Oh my goodness, it took me a second. That could be a little bit clearer in the communication. But they put the surrounded logo up top for the series that they're doing. And then obviously the topic right under, or right to the side of that.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay,
Yeah, pleasure to meet you.
very basic editing,
All right,
good stuff.
You say that President Trump is unfit to take the president.
So I'm pretty sure these microphones are some sort of Shure microphones. And those are probably going to run anywhere from $100 to $200 a pop. They're great microphones, but
Presidency, why is
if
that?
they show
I was gonna-
another shot of from above, I'll show you how they're routing it.
One of the most important values that we have as Americans is our form of government and things like respecting the peaceful transfer of power. I think that being able to conceive when you've lost an election is really
Let's see if we can
important.
find that.
So I would argue
Stay peaceful.
Hey y'all, I wanted to hop on here really quick and remind you guys about our 24-hour podcast setup services. So if you have a space in your office, in your church, at your house that you want to transform into something similar like this, we've perfected the technique. We've got the whole list of everything you need. We'll personally look at your space. We'll do some interior design work, set up all the cables, make a trip out to your location and set it all up for you and train you how to use it. So if you're interested, I'm leaving a link in the description for you to check out. Hope to work with you guys soon.
he tweeted that.
27 minutes later.
He tweeted that after Ashley Babbitt, I believe. Hi, how's it going?
Okay, so yeah, those look like Shure microphones. So they're just going from an XLR cable down to the table, to the floor.
Ready to go.
Very simple
Yeah.
setup.
So, you don't think Donald Trump is fit for office based on January
Let's see if
6th.
we can
However,
go back to
However, we have to admit that January
this shot.
Supporters.
Boom. Okay, so
YouTube at youtube.com/destiny. Today, I'm surrounded by 20 Trump.
okay, so there is a, let's get our blue color here. There is cables going down all the way to the side of the room here. As you can see, they're going all the way here. They're taped down. So obviously one of them looks like a power strip for this clock. The other cables are the XLR cables, probably going behind the scenes to either directly into the cameras or to a recorder. Zoom makes great recorders. I'm not sure exactly which ones they're using. If this were me doing this shoot, I probably would have FX30s, 6 FX30s if budget wasn't an issue. Multiple zoom lenses, one wide angle lens, but the FX30 would be the camera that I use. Now, they upload this in HD, and I probably know why. Because of the time, it's a 2-hour long video. Usually, if you take a 4K video and export it for 2 hours, the file size is going to be pretty huge. Obviously, they're not really too concerned about shooting and uploading. They probably shot it in 4K, but they just uploaded it in HD, which is totally fine. Unless everybody's watching on 4K screens, nobody's going to notice. And majority of people watching these types of videos are going to be on their cell phones or their computers. But that's the sound setup. It's very simple. It's a very basic setup. I think the biggest thing that you have to consider is the location and the lighting. So let's see if there's any other shots
they were
here.
immediately suppressed by the media.
They weren't
That is
suppressed
that-
at all.
they were
We'll turn it down a little bit because they're just yelling.
You can buy Twitter.
Okay, there's that up shot top again. So it looks like they have some C-stands over here. I'm wanting... Okay, so this is a little bit wider. There's a tripod right there. I knew it. There's a tripod over there. So over here on the left, they have some C-stands. Now, this is what we use in the studio. They have sandbags on it because they probably have microphones suspended. So we have a C-stand suspended with microphones. Here's why. They need to capture the room sound, the room audio, and kind of get the vibe of the circle communicated through the video. So up to this point, we have 6 cameras. We have 4 total microphones, and there's probably more behind the scenes that we can't even see. And 2 lights that are suspended above the people. So that's kind of what we're looking at so far.
And said, look, here are the tweets that you deleted. How do you explain that? Other than
How do you explain,
a fascist
Donald-
system
I can
who
explain.
doesn't want Donald Trump.
Explain. Yeah, the calls for peace came 3 hours.
No,
Okay, let's see if we can find any other... Okay, this is a good utilization of the split screen. Okay, if you want to see both of them at the same time, perfect use of that. Basic info. QR codes are slept on. If you don't put QR codes in your videos, it might be something cool that you can implement. I have this cool idea of putting a QR code on a massive billboard with no context and also putting it on my car and everything, but that's besides the point. These 2 tight shots, see, their faces look pretty evenly lit, and you can see the shadow here. Right here is from his hair. So that means the light is coming from directly above. So I think we are right as far as like where the lighting is. Right there. In the middle, directly above them, suspended in the air. And that might be why they use some C-stands as well. They can put the lights and the microphones on it.
Jackson and another, 2 other Democrats had spoken, said that
Claiming asylum.
So the fixer gas stop keeps the fraud claims out. And so did this bipartisan...
Now twice.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. I'm gonna let him have it.
All right, so that's pretty much it. I know it's not a super long video, but it just intrigues me to figure out and break down these sorts of shoots. With me being a videographer, we do a lot of commercial work, live production stuff, and it's very interesting to me to see how other videography companies and media companies set these things up. At the end of the day, it's all pretty much the same stuff as far as like what you're using to record. I just like to see the placement. I like to see the lighting. I like to see how they frame things. This center shot, if it were me, I probably would have scooted it over just a hair to the left, but that's totally fine. A lot of times it's preference. They probably wanted to see the guy on the left a little bit more. But that's pretty much it. A lot of soft light, 2 good microphones, and a lot of camera angles, getting the reactions and the faces of the people participating in the video. So that's pretty much it for today. If you liked it, make sure to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what you would have done different if you were filming this situation. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I think there's about 95% of y'all who watch the channel who are watching these videos but not subscribed to the channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys in the next video.